For years, sitting down at your computer to write a document or make a spreadsheet felt like retreating to a quiet room. You opened the program, and it waited patiently for you to type. But lately, that quiet space is constantly interrupted by a blinking notification. We are talking about Microsoft Office. Remember when Word, Excel, and PowerPoint were simple tools that came in a physical box? You bought them once, installed them, and they simply did what you asked. Recently, Microsoft redirected its focus, making a company-wide pivot that alters how we interact with these tools every day. Instead of waiting for your instructions, the software is now programmed to proactively jump onto your screen, following a corporate strategy to put this technology in front of every user. Microsoft has stopped giving us passive software upgrades. Instead, they moved a proactive permanent assistant named Copilot directly into the menus and buttons you use to get work done. This new addition physically takes up prime real estate. It permanently sits on your taskbar, and the entire suite has been awkwardly renamed to Microsoft 365 Copilot. The marketing promised a helpful, intelligent guide, but for many people trying to write an email or build a presentation, the reality feels like dealing with an overeager intern who insists on jumping over your shoulder to offer advice at every single keystroke. Instead of feeling empowered by advanced technology, millions of users are reporting that they simply feel crowded and micromanaged in what used to be their own private digital workspace. To understand why it feels so crowded, look at how tightly this technology is woven into the menus and buttons you use every day. These AI icons are now forced into the main bar at the top. They appear every time you right-click, and they even follow exactly where your mouse pointer goes. It has even been placed in your basic system settings to help you navigate your own computer. Yet, if you ask it a simple question about adjusting your screen brightness, it often struggles to give a straight answer. There is also a conversational voice assistant. You get a few minutes to try it out for free, but then the system cuts you off and demands payment, much like a premium phone line, just to keep the conversation going. The absolute extreme of this overreach came with a feature called Windows Recall. Microsoft designed it to completely abandon the idea of waiting for your instructions. The mechanics of recall were staggering. The software was programmed to actively take a photographic snapshot of your entire screen every few seconds, quietly building a massive, searchable database of everything you ever looked at. The public reaction to this constant surveillance was swift and entirely negative. Microsoft had to instantly retract the feature, exposing a massive disconnect between what the company wants to build and what consumers actually want on their computers. This brings up a critical question. If the feedback is so bad that even the company's CEO has had to tell employees to stop generating what people are calling AI slop, why do they keep pushing it onto our screens? This chart compares a normal software development budget with Microsoft's recent spending. A typical software update requires standard resources, but Microsoft has poured tens to hundreds of billions of dollars into AI research, server facilities, and processing power. To recoup that massive cost, the company has to convince regular, everyday users to pay a recurring $10 monthly subscription fee for these features. That intense financial pressure connects directly to the clutter on your screen. The AI must be visible everywhere you look, constantly reminding you it exists, specifically to justify its own massive price tag. Microsoft is using these AI features to balance its own massive budget, rather than addressing a specific struggle you have at your desk. If you have felt overwhelmed trying to write a simple document lately, you need to know a crucial fact. The software isn't broken, and you are not failing to understand it. We are simply living through an awkward phase. A highly expensive, developing technology is being aggressively brute-forced into our daily routines before it has had time to fully mature. When you think about truly helpful digital tools, they operate silently. They work smoothly in the background to save you time, without demanding your constant attention or asking for validation. Until this new system actually matures into a smooth background process, we are stuck dealing with a digital assistant that cares more about justifying its paycheck than actually helping you get your work done. There is a bright side to this. This technology is incredibly powerful, and eventually it will find its proper, unobtrusive place in our toolkits. But until that day comes, it is completely rational and understandable if you just want a simple, quiet workspace right now. Navigating this increasingly cluttered digital landscape can be confusing, But you don't have to figure it out on your own. We are here to help guide you through it. If you want straightforward breakdowns of exactly what your technology is doing, hit subscribe to Refreshing Tech. And don't worry, there is absolutely no AI assistant attached to our subscribe button.